Well, thank you very much for joining us today. We have Justin James, who is one of the authors of the Game Changer book. Welcome, Justin.
Thank you.
I was wondering if we can ask you some questions, get to know you a little better, and find out how you came about in the Game Changer.
Absolutely.
So the first question I'd like to know is, well, first of all, give us a little background of just who you are and what you do.
As you said, I'm Justin James. I'm the founder of Let Your Nerd Be Heard. I'm hired by techies to get them on stage, confidently communicating to more than just ones and zeros so that they can be seen as the go-to expert.
That's awesome. I love the name. And so share with me why you felt being in a chapter or writing a chapter of the Game Changer book was important to you.
One of the things that I hear all the time from the people that I work with is that they're stuck in their corporate environment, stuck in their jobs. They all make a great amount of money as software developers and techies, but they're really longing for more than just the money. And that was who I was. I was making that great money, enjoying the team I was on, products that I was creating, but I wanted to have a much greater impact and be more than just a cog in the machine. And that's what my chapter is all about.
Yeah, that makes sense. There's probably a lot of people that, you're trained in one thing and you don't know that there's so much more out there that you can do.
Very, very true.
Yeah. So within your chapter, share with us something that's either in your chapter and go a little deeper, or share with us something that's not in your chapter that we want to know.
So in my chapter, I briefly mentioned that I got to speak in Oslo, Norway. What I didn't go into much detail about was I actually got accepted for that conference after I'd only spoke at 2 local meetups in the Phoenix, Arizona area where I live, and then a couple small community run events that I presented at. I had zero following for the most part. I wasn't known really even in my area. I just kind of come out and started speaking at various events. Didn't even think that I wanted to make public speaking a career or even a business at that point. I'd only done a little bit of kind of that conference style training presentations. And I only actually applied because I was seeing other speakers that I happened to follow on Twitter saying that they were submitting to these conferences. And I was like, well, if they can do it, so can I. I was like, what do I have to lose? The worst thing that could happen is that they didn't select me for the conference. And the one thing that I also don't mention at all in there that I'm trying to change in the industry a bit is we have this really bad habit when we don't get selected of saying that I got rejected from a conference. And realistically, it's you just didn't get selected for it. Most of the conferences I've spoke at, and even like the Norway one, last year they had 1,100 submissions and they had 160 slots available.
Wow.
So basically 1 out of 7 submissions actually get selected. And sometimes a speaker gets multiple slots. So it's not we're not getting rejected from all this. It's really you're just either being selected or your talk's not being selected. There's no rejection going on because that creates mental barriers and makes you not want to submit anymore. And every one of us has the ability to go to these conferences and speak.
I agree. Well, congratulations on that. That's huge.
Yeah, that was a fun trip.
I bet. So what would you say that your main message is from your chapter?
The biggest thing to me is that everyone can be a public speaker with training and practice. Being shy and introvert doesn't mean you're doomed to never being able to get on stage or share your knowledge or not being able to be seen as the go-to expert. There's not a single one of us in this world that was born with the ability to communicate. It was something we've learned through our whole life. Typically, though, we don't study public speaking at all. It's not part of the school system in the U.S. So we never actually really learned to do it. We kind of picked up on it, but standing in front of people was always nerve-wracking. So with the right amount of training, any of us can do it, and I'm proof of that. I'm super shy and introverted. I can be the person that just stands in the corner of an event all night long and doesn't say a single word, and I'm totally okay with it. I have to force myself when I go to events to actually remember I'm here to talk to people. I'm here to actually network. There's nothing at the end of it, though, like someone coming up to you that's seen you speak and telling you how the knowledge you shared changed their life. If that is so rewarding, And it makes that whole time that you're on stage, draining your energy as someone that's shy and introverted, worthwhile. And all of us have the ability to do that.
Well, I can tell just by the little bit of what you're saying is you're probably very good with your clients because you having to have overcome that and learn it yourself. What a wonderful way to be able to share what you went through and to teach others. So that's amazing.
Absolutely. And a little known secret for almost every speaker that's on the stage, everyone I know is shy and introverted, and you would totally not think it when they're on stage. It's the stage persona. They're there to get their message and to share their message. So they bring the energy, but you see them before and after their talk, and they're just trying to charge up their energy enough before the talk they can make it through it. And then the first thing they want to do when they get off the stage is go to someplace that has no humans just to recharge their energy.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I can agree. That would be me. Yeah. So for the people reading your story, if you could have them take away one main message or one important thing, what would that be?
You aren't your job. So many of us are living to work and not working to live. So even if you get stuck in your career, there are options for you to get out there to brand yourself. There's lots of opportunities. So don't just think the only thing that you have is your job and you can't ever advance beyond that.
Okay, that's very important. So
Yes.
do you think a lot of people go to events and instead of trying to meet the other people, it's just like, I am this job and you're this job, and
I see that a whole bunch, especially in the tech world where there's so many people that are very introverted, very shy. There are so many times where it's just standing there and they pull out what we call the invisible force field. It's their phone. They just look around at an event and you can tell how many shy and introverted people there are by the sheer number of phones that are out.
wow.
Yeah, because when your phone's out, people aren't going to walk up to you and even say hi. They think you're in the middle of something important.
Yeah, you're right. That's awesome. That's a good way to really peg those people.
Yes.
So we need to send those people towards your way. So if someone wanted to work with you or get to know you better or follow you, where's the best place to contact you?
Best place to contact me is at letyournerdbeheard.com. You can see my courses there. I've got some freebies you can download. You can definitely apply to work with me. I'd love to get on the phone and just chat with you about how I can actually help you on your journey.
That's great. Well, thank you so much for taking the time, and congratulations once again for being one of the authors of The Game Changer. We're really looking forward to the book coming out.
Thank you.